Hello everyone, and we are going to do the iodine clock reaction experiment today. The ingredients that we're going to use for this experiment are 1,000 milliliters of vitamin C, tablets here, you can see them. There we go. 25 milliliters of iodine tincture. We're going to use 150 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide, and we're going to use about 0.4 grams of cornstarch. Then, of course, we have our containers, a measuring container, and A and B. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and crush up these pills. So, just so you can see that these are crushing away. There it goes. So after this is crushed, we're going to go ahead and put it in its container. Now that we have our vitamin C, we are going to add about 60 milliliters of water and then stir for about 30 seconds. And I'm going to stir for 30 seconds, but since I don't have time elapse on this particular program, I'm going to go ahead and pause and come back. Now I'm going to add the solution here. And while that is happening, I'm going to move on to our next solution. So now I'm going to put about 0.4 grams of cornstarch into the container here. It's not an exact measurement. And then about 350 milliliters of water. As you can see, it's still kind of cloudy, so we're going to put it in the microwave until it boils and get it as clear of a substance as possible. After microwaving it, it's still not as clear as I would like, so I'm going to go ahead and filter this one through a coffee filter as well. Now, while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and put the hydrogen peroxide in, which is about 150 milliliters, and that's going to be in the same solution. So I can use the same measuring tool that I've been using because any little bit of solute was supposed to be measured out for the same solution that we are using. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Make sure I can see the milliliter side. $50. Add that to the solution as soon as it finishes doing its filtering. finish up the solution with the hydrogen peroxide. And this is a little bit more cloudy than the other video, but I didn't use nearly as many filters. So we're going to go ahead and put this to the side, and we'll go back to solution A. Now solution A is going to be we're going to add the iodine tincture to. And as you can see, it almost automatically goes back to being clear. Now, this is because of the vitamin C. And the reason it is that the iodine is has a color, but iodide is colorless, and that's what happens with the combination and the vitamin C. We're going to go ahead and add roughly the same amount of the vitamin C solution and the cornstarch solution in the same container. Now this may take a minute before you see the blue, but if you can look at it close. Alright, as you can see, to do a little bit of time elapsing, but since I don't have that function, I'm going to try it with a little bit less, so it doesn't take quite as much time. I'm going to have to edit some of that time out. So here. There we go. Goes from blue to a dark brownish color. As you can see, it almost looks like Coke, especially when it starts fizzing at the top. Hey everyone, I had a meeting to go to this afternoon, so the environment's a little different, but I wanted to go ahead and get the explanation portion already done. What was going on in this video is that the two chemicals were reacting in as far as combining solutions. In reaction 1, the iodine ions reacted the hydrogen peroxide, and at the same time, when you combine the solutions, these reactions form the iodine that's created, the elemental form, and the ion form. The net result, at least part of the time, is that the solution remains colorless with the excess of iodine ions being present. Now, after a short time, these reactions keep proceeding in a fashion where the vitamin C gets gradually used up. And as it gets gradually used up, the solution turns blue, because now the iodine element and the starch element are present. So that color change is due to all the vitamin C being used up.